Hi folks, hope you're doing well. So, this one. Isn't it remarkable? Really, I mean, I find it truly remarkable that in today's time, the people that are most worshipped are normally the ones who are really nothing. There's nothing about them that should be worshipped at all. Yeah, but there's people who are absolutely wonderful that the world thinks are absolutely nothing. Yeah. Bizarre. Yeah. You can have the world will look at a woman who is very attractive, has a wonderful body, and will think that she would be the perfect woman, or she is the perfect woman. But what is actually a perfect woman? Someone who is kind, someone who is considerate, someone who is forgiving, someone who wants to learn and wants to understand and wants to have good conversations and to be intelligent, to be wise. That's why quite often, the way it has worked through the years, is that the cheerleader, certainly in America, but you have it all over the world, the pretty girls are the ones who don't end up having successful marriages. Yet the ones that weren't the obvious pretty girls or the best looking girls during the school time, they can have far, far better, far, far stronger relationships because they have something called character. And yet character is deemed as worth nothing. But in truth, character is worth so much more than looks. Looks, as you get older, will get worse. Character will get better. Who you are inside as a person will or should improve as you get older. You should get wiser. You should get more intelligent. You should get a little bit nicer towards the people around you. You should appreciate family more as you get older. But again, you have these people that are entitled, and the entitled ones are often the ones who were the ones given all the attention when they were young. The people who are the far less entitled are the ones, again, who weren't given automatically attention. So, yeah. Yeah. So people like that are of far greater value. Yeah, this is why God is talking about his nature. Because people that are of his nature, well, like Yeshua. Yeshua is someone who most people wouldn't even notice. He wasn't dressed to kill. He didn't have the hairstyle. He didn't have all the flashy stuff. Yeah. Like today, if he was here now, he wouldn't be driving around in the most expensive car. He wouldn't have the most expensive clothes on. He wouldn't be going to the gym to try and look strong. Or to look powerful. He wouldn't be thinking about any of that stuff at all. He'd be focusing on who he is as a person. And who he is as a person is the most wonderful person. So he wouldn't be noticed by this world. So, yeah. So, in the end, when it comes down to it, we are very much where we are, and we are in a world that is weird. And as I said, I mean, for me, I had that experience. We're going back to probably, I'm not sure if it was 2021 or 2022, but I suddenly noticed how insane the world is, how it's the complete opposite to God's ways. I never really noticed that before. The reason why I'm saying that I noticed that is because obviously the way that courts are, the way that people judge, the way that people, the way that people see things is the absolute opposite. And as I say, that's why I've been able to confidently say the church does not belong to God. Right now, the church is not of Him. Right now, doesn't mean it won't be. It just means right now it's not, and it hasn't been for a very long time, because you know that when you look at the church and you look at the world, that it doesn't stand out. It should stand out. Because when you understand His will and His ways and how very, very different they are to the world, if the church was doing things according to His will and His ways, even in the slightest, they would stand out so much more. But, as I say, it's like, the pastor down at the Community Church of God, we were talking about the American election. He said, well, he hopes Trump will win because Trump was better for the church in America. He made it easier for the church. I mean, that statement itself, as soon as I heard that, I thought, oh my God. You want to vote for someone because they make it easier for the church. When you read what the early church experienced, you really should be in tears when you're reading that. Because if you want protection from the President of the United States, you want him to be better for you, what are you talking about? That is absolutely and totally insane. But as I say, it's not when you think about it, not when you understand, it's not really insane, is it? No, not at all. No. But it should be. It really should be. It should be something that when you hear that, you should fall to the floor in absolute amazement, but you don't. Because it's like, you don't really think, did I just hear that? Because you've been hearing that sort of nonsense for a long time. Because that is absolute nonsense. To say you want to vote for a politician because, Trump is not even a politician, but because that person makes life easier for the church. Yeah. As I say, people over the years have said that they want to be like the early church. But they don't understand the early church was as it was because of the persecution that it suffered. Because in a church that suffers persecution, churchgoers won't come to church. If there's a chance you could be thrown to the lions, churchgoers won't come to church. Only the people serious about their relationship with God and serious about walking with God would come to a church when there's that sort of a threat. Yeah. Of course. Yeah, so, yeah. It's, yeah. This is where we are. But yeah, it is upside down, topsy-turvy. And if any of you have come to understand him, then I mean, it's a beautiful thing to come to, because then we, when I look at the Word of God, where it says that the world should be a different place to you, sort of thing. Yeah. For so many years, it wasn't. It always looked the same. I mean, it was different, but it looked the same. So I say the reason why I know it was different is because going back many years ago now, to probably about 98. I think about 98. I was having a lustful dream and woke up and wanted to get back to that dream, and more or less immediately, as soon as I thought I want to get back to that, the presence of God just left me, and I was in absolute and total darkness, a darkness that I'd never experienced before. It was horrendous, horrible. And I realised then what people that don't know God are in, but they don't know it because it's normal to them. And so therefore, obviously, there must have been a change in me, because that was no longer normal. That when I realised that was being without God. And for a time, I was without God. Only about 20 minutes. It was only about 20 minutes, but it was a very noticeable 20 minutes. That was scary. It was a degree of darkness that I've never experienced before. It was very dark, incredibly dark. So, yeah. And I felt more alone than I ever had before as well. Well, as I say, basically, the area that I lived in, this would have been about 12:30 at night when this happened. And this is before we had mobile phones, generally speaking. And I didn't have a phone indoors. So I had to go to the phone box to phone Leonard Gill, this Christian friend of mine. And I asked him to pray for me, told him what happened. And he prayed for me, and the darkness went, and the presence of God came back. Yeah, I'm just sharing that to say, yeah, obviously there was a change even earlier, but yeah, I wasn't the same person, obviously, that I was in before 94, before I gave my life to God. But yeah, for so long, the things of the world didn't seem that odd, but they do now. They have done for a few years now. And that's good, because it shows change. So there you go. You take care. God bless, and I wish you well. Enjoy your journey. Speak to you later. God bless. Bye-bye.